It's another podcast session in Grove Studios called Acoustic Alternatives. We've been doing these since October of 2020. If this is your first one, go back and find the other ones. There's over 100 ones that have been done in this space, a few that have been done on location at people's homes or wherever I might be at that particular moment, but most often they're in this fabulous place called Grove Studios. GroveStudios.space if you want to check it out yourself, especially if you're a musician, podcaster, or even a club DJ. There's a room in here that you can practice your skills and not disturb your neighbors. All of that applies to all of the things I just mentioned. Get out of the garage, get into the studio, GroveStudios.space. Not a first-time visitor to Grove Studios, but a first-time visitor to the podcast and somebody who's been doing music, and I just haven't interviewed her before, which is crazy. I'm happy to welcome Kelsey to the podcast. Hello, Kelsey.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. From Ann Arbor, Kelsey, period, technically.
Yes.
No longer just Kelsey or no other names that have been used in the past. Debut full-length album under the name Kelsey is coming out, or actually came out on August 7th.
Yes.
Called Love Hard. And before we get talking to you about that, your life, etc., Song.
Let's do a track off of that called Our Eyes.
All right, cool. This is actually one of my favorites. So
Oh, great. Perfect. Glad I practiced it then. Wait, see, I just started, for the listeners, the pedal's acting weird, and I literally just started hitting it, but we're not using that today. I want to be the woman that you see. Ooh, because one look from you and I am. I want to be the music that you hear. Because one note from you and I can. We live when we play and feel the same pain. We love the same way and smile to stay sane. We're both so alive. The joy lights the fire. Your body cheats time when you look in my eyes. I love the way you see me, see me. I love the way you hear me, hear me. It's like I've always known you. You wrote my name. I wanna be the woman that you need. Ooh, because moments frozen in our minds decide. I wanna let you cut me open deep. Because moments playing in our eyes, so my eyes. We live when we play and feel the same pain. We love the same way, we smile to stay sane. We're both so alive, a joy lights the fire. Your body cheats time when you look in my eyes. I love the way you see me, see me. I love the way you hear me, hear me. It's like I've always known you. You wrote my name. Do you love the way I see you, see you? Do you love the way I hear you, hear you? It's like I've always known you. You wrote my name. Can you imagine what will happen when we touch? My fever's running high. I think about you day and night. I'm going out of my mind. I'm going out of my mind. I love the way you see me, see me. I love the way you hear me, hear me. It's like I've always known you. Feel like I've always known you. I love the way you see me, see me. I love the way you hear me, hear me. It's like I've always known you. And you wrote my name. Do you love the way I see you, see you? Do you love the way I hear you, hear you? It's like I've always known you. Feel like I've always known you. It's like I've always known you. And you wrote my name.
It's a track called Our Eyes on Acoustic Alternatives. Kelsey, period, is how I'm supposed to actually say it, right?
Yes. Or Kelsey with the period.
Kelsey with a period. Okay. This is an adjustment. We'll get used to it, and we'll talk about that in a bit. You're listening to Acoustic Alternatives, and there is a show, if you're listening to this before Friday the 21st, happening in Saline. And this is an encouragement to go to that, to see the full band, because this is a rock album.
Yes,
this is definitely a rock album.
Definitely.
You're hearing the song stripped down here in this configuration. I'm pretty happy to be able to present them this way as well. All right, let's talk a little bit about you first. You grew up in Ann Arbor, or did you?
Yes, in Ann Arbor. I moved here when I was 4 years old.
So you don't remember life before that anyway?
I remember it a little bit, but not very much.
Where was life before?
Canton.
Oh, okay.
So pretty close.
Yes. Neighboring cities.
Yes.
Essentially. Oop. We'll just add that in as part of the song. Did you have a sibling? I've seen that on Facebook.
Do. Yes, older sister.
Yes. And what did you guys do together as sisters? Did you hang out?
We were pretty close. Yeah, we hung out a lot. She's only 2 years older than me. So we liked to, play with Barbies and play sports, play basketball with all the neighbors. We very much did everything.
Okay.
And a lot of kids together, so.
I like that in my neighborhood I'm seeing kids actually outside doing sports.
I am seeing that again.
Yes.
Playing outside with, soccer balls, water guns, and sports. And
yeah. It's a lost art.
Yes.
Unfortunately. Did you have a favorite part of growing up in Ann Arbor? Was there,
Of Ann Arbor specifically?
Yeah, since Canton doesn't count.
I would say just the music resources and programs that we had here, especially because we're talking about music. I loved going to Pioneer High School, because the music program and the teachers there were incredible, and all the talent here was insane for a high school kid to have to compete against, almost like a magnet school. So you always had to push yourself. You could never coast through and just, get through on your talent. You always had to compete with everybody else, like as a friendly competition. So I did enjoy that part about being here.
But you were involved in music in high school as well.
Yes, yep. I was a big choir kid, choir background, did theater, all that.
Did you have lead roles?
I had a couple. I was never like the acting on theater was never my. I've always been better on camera than acting on stage. So that's what they always told me anyway. Like, you have to be bigger with the actings. But I had a few decent roles. Like I played a bird in Seussical that had a pretty big part. And then Alan Menken came to our show, and I had to sing for Alan Menken, and that was pretty crazy.
No.
But it was fine. I did okay.
I only had to be Officer Krupke in my senior year of high school, and he doesn't sing.
No.
People don't want to hear him sing, because it's me. That was a fun time in my life. I hope that you enjoyed. That's probably my favorite memory of high school, is like the theater time. Like, even though I was backstage for the first 3 years, just helping out with that. It's just a great atmosphere.
Yeah, I just like the atmosphere and the people.
When did you start picking up an instrument, and which was your first instrument?
I started piano when I was about 6. And I just wanted to do it. I would tell my parents, I want to learn how to play piano. And they were like, okay. So I started taking piano lessons, and I really liked the lessons at first when I was a kid. And then I started getting frustrated because the teacher that I had wasn't teaching me the theory. So when I would try to read the music, I wouldn't understand anything. And I'd get really frustrated. I'm like, why can't I learn these songs? So then I would just stop practicing, would just show up and sight read, and I stopped learning. But then when I learned music theory, when I got older, I was like, oh, that makes sense. This is how you play piano. So then I actually got good at piano after that. And then I picked up guitar in college and kind of started noodling around. I'm not much of a guitar player. I play rhythm guitar with myself as a singer-songwriter. But then it's when I picked up the bass a couple years ago that things really opened up for me. And that's how this project started, was that. Because
really?
I used to, I had an old name called Sealsage, which some people kind of knew about in Ann Arbor, and then it kind of died with COVID, sadly. But so then during COVID, I started picking up and noodling around with the bass. And then a few years ago, I started really taking it seriously. And I was like, this is my favorite instrument. This is where I want to be. So then I was like, I'm going to change my name, and I'm going to change my whole project, and I'm going to make the bass kind of the center of what drives my songs.
Interesting.
So that changed everything for me.
Well, who led you to piano? Was there an artist that you were listening to at that age?
Well, when I was a kid, everybody was obsessed with that Vanessa Carlton song,
yeah.
1,000 Miles.
I
We
love
all
that
wanted
song.
to be able to play that song. So, if I had to pick one piano song, that was the one I wanted to play a lot when I was a kid. So, but I just wanted to do music, everything. I've been singing forever, since I was a baby, pretty much, I was told. I was singing as a baby before I could even say words. That's what my parents tell me. That's what they tell me.
What were you singing?
I don't know, like Goo Goo Gaga, whatever.
But in notes.
But notes,
in perfect pitch.
like trying to move my voice up and down with pitch. So I've been, and like I have this file that you give to the FBI if your kid gets kidnapped, and it's like noticeable characteristics about your kid, and it says likes to sing a lot. This was when I was 4 years old, so it's been in me for as long as I
think I'm going to contact the FBI and verify that.
Yeah,
no, I believe it. That's funny. Well, piano, guitar, bass, all pretty great way to have a music career. You played all of them on the record too, didn't you?
Yes, I played a lot of instruments. It was new doing synth arrangements. I'd never done that before, but I actually had a lot of fun doing it, even if it was kind of tedious. I even did percussion on the record, too. So, I had like a cabasa on one song and shakers, and there's an art to playing an egg. Believe it or not, you have to shake it a certain way or else it just doesn't come out right. So,
as long as you can count to 4, it's not good enough. You have to actually know more.
It's a certain feel to it. And then you have to do that for the whole song and not lag or push it. Or
they can loop it.
It's much harder than, I didn't loop anything.
I'm just kidding.
But, yes.
Cool. Well, think about early Prince records where he did all of the things on his records. Not exactly what you did. You enlisted a few pretty cool people,
yeah,
for sure.
because I didn't want to do everything myself.
Well,
I wanted to
work.
have, kind of throwback to the 70s when you would bring in your band and you just sit around and be creative and not really know what's happening. So I didn't bring in demo tracks or anything. I didn't even have scratch tracks. I just brought in me and the piano, and we all sat there. So it was me and the Brothers Harrington, if whoever's listening is familiar with their work. And we just, for a couple weeks, we just sat around and kind of built the scratch tracks and shaped the arrangements and everything. And then we built everything, rhythm section first, and then added guitar. So that was pretty cool to do it really throwback style like that.
Oh, that is kind of cool. How long did it take?
It took the studio was 14 months.
Oh, wow.
Which is a long time. It was quite the endeavor.
And expensive.
And yes, it was much more. Well, it wasn't every day. I
Okay.
have a teaching job as well. But
Wow.
but I knew it would be more expensive. So I thought, if I'm going to do this and I'm going to really do a record like an epic, the old school way, I'm going to do this at least once in my life. No matter what happens in my career, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to make an old school, like 70s rock record, how people used to make them. So yes, it was more expensive, but I'm hoping that it'll pay off eventually.
I hope so.
So
I bring this up a lot in my conversations because though I'm not a musician, I have visited with many, and I know the plight of trying to be one and try and make a living. You went to U of M. You've got a degree from U of M.
yes,
I forget what your degree is in.
it's actually in writing.
Writing, okay.
Yeah.
So the backup plan. I mean, not that I'm not saying you're going to fail.
I did want to have that.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're
It's
going to fail. I'm just
practical.
saying it's really hard to really succeed. I also noticed, because, the internet can tell me a lot of things about you. You had some basic jobs, food service, camp counselor, and you
Yep.
mentioned you're a teacher at School of Rock, right?
Yep, and then also private lessons as well.
Private lessons.
Yes.
So you've got a source of income when you're not performing, when you're not, well, there was back in the 70s, the way you recorded your record. You could make a living selling records. You didn't necessarily have
Once
to
upon
play.
a time, you
Yes.
made money from your records.
Yes, that is not the case anymore. I would love to see that come back. You are pressing it on both vinyl and CD, or just?
Yeah, well, I have the CDs. I have one
good.
with me,
I
actually.
wish I had one in front of me.
I
but-
do have one,
Oh,
actually.
whoa! Don't trip, because there's a cord there. Now we'll get it later. I like to use it as a prop sometimes, but I don't.
Okay.
We should have done that before. Either way, the part of that equation is like, I want to make a living making music, and I'm going to give everything I got, which is what you just spent the last 16 months of your life doing.
Yes.
I've also noticed your attack on the internet. And like, I want you to know I have a show coming
Yes.
up. I mean, this is another job, a whole nother
It
job.
is. It's making content now.
Yeah.
Because I thought, well, I want to keep my music, old school, like I just talked about, but you also have to be adaptable and adjust to the modern age, or nobody's going to hear you. And the battle is just getting your music behind the right ears, your audience, and you're just trying to cut through all the noise, and you got to make that content all the time. Hey, don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. You got to make your reels, and you got to keep people interested, but you can't post too much to annoy them away.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
it's kind of a line you have to straddle, and it is another job, just kind of doing your own marketing and your own management, your own booking, I did all the album artwork and the packaging and everything for the vinyl and the CD, and it's a lot. you're doing like 5 jobs.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, and you're not getting paid for any of it. You're just hoping to get where you want to go, where you start getting paid for it. So,
well, maybe adding to your list of things that you do, since you're already at the School of Rock, which I assume is full of aspiring musicians who want to do what you're doing, they should add an element of, this is how you market yourself. This is how you make a living making music. Because you didn't take the music, you didn't go to School of Music at U of M, which I'm not even sure they teach that there. I think they teach
have music business. I took a music business class when I was there, and learned things about copyright and songwriting, royalties, and important things you need to know if you want to be an independent musician. But yeah, they should teach those kinds of things at School of Rock, but a lot of what they teach is mandated by the corporate.
Oh.
So, but I mean, when I have a student, especially older ones, older teens or adults that really like want a career, they have a career focus, I will teach them kind of branding and marketing and other things just to kind of help them be prepared to get out there, just as, you know, a personal thing that I'll do for them.
We don't have to name names, but have you encountered students that you think have the it factor?
Honestly, there were a couple kids that I had, but they moved away. There was one kid who was in like 6th grade. He was like a genius on the keys. Ooh. And I would always tell him, like, you need to stick with this. You will be up there. You know, you can do whatever you want to do. And then they moved away. And I was like, no, don't go. No. But so I think of all the students I've ever had, that kid was the one I thought, you could be a star. Oh. But you got to stick with it. So I'll never know. Maybe he'll pop up one day and be famous and I'll go, and I'll know who you are.
It's Joey or whatever. I'm just making up a name. We mentioned briefly the name change. So the strategy behind it, I suppose, obviously, is because you're recreating, like you're a totally different person, really. When I went back and watched and listened to the older music when you were Sealsid. I can't even say it.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons why I changed it, because nobody could say it or spell it. So I thought that's terrible for a marketing standpoint.
It was. So sorry. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, you live and learn, and I was only like getting out of college when I picked that name. So
because I'm somebody who also does radio, it's intimidating when I'm about to back sell or front sell a song if I can't say it. Like I can't say the artist or the song title. I don't want to embarrass myself. Probably not going to play it. I'm sorry.
Right.
It could be really great. And in the case of like a Sade, on her first album, they had like a pronouncer right on the spine of the CD, like Sade. Okay, got it. You know, that it kind of helped. But still, it was a confusing that's not English. That's Irish, right?
It was like Old English.
Old English.
But I don't care anymore. It's gone.
It's gone.
Okay. We're beyond it.
Well, the period is a piece of punctuation and is also a part of grammar in that way. You could have gone by Kelsey Grammer, but that was taken.
That's already an actor.
Yes. But the Kelsey period thing, we have to still establish, because you and I had this live on this recording that I wasn't sure. Am I supposed to say the period? But yes. So in your marketing, you might want to also include Kelsey period. Because does it make it easier for you to be Googled?
Well, it's optional to say. You don't have to say it. You can just say my name. I'm not really picky about it.
Well, I could say Kelsey, damn it. It's like Kelsey, period. Or like Madonna, I'm Madonna, bitch. You know, like Kelsey, period.
Yeah, well, that was why I did the period, because I feel like I was too scared to use my own name ever. And I was like, I found myself. I know who I am now. I'm Kelsey, period.
Okay.
So that's where it came from.
And what's wrong with your birth name? I mean,
I don't know. I never was comfortable with it. I always wanted to be like cooler than my name for some reason. Okay. But then I was like, what am I trying to do? I don't need to do that. I just need to be myself.
Well, I guess similarly, when I started doing radio, I used a nickname that a friend of mine always calls me, Johnny B. And I did that for several years. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with Bommarito. It's kind of a cool name. So I just
it sticks in the brain for sure.
Right. So I just started using my regular name. Johnny B's common, or, drummer here, whatever. It was too like, I'm not really that young kid who goes by Johnny B anymore. So anyway, new album is available. It's called Love Hard. Would you like to do another one?
Sure.
Tell me a little bit about this one.
I'll do Eternal Flame, and I'm going to play it how I usually play it live, which is solo. But if you come to the show, we're going to do it as a full band, and it's probably not going to happen again. So that would be a very special thing to witness, because I like playing the solo on the piano, but I'm going to pick up the bass at the show and play the bass line.
Are you gonna blend it with the Bangles' Eternal Flame while you're there? No.
I already had somebody say that, and I was like, I forgot that song existed, when I wrote mine, and then I saw it, I was like, damn it.
That's okay.
But, they don't really sound similar, so I think we're okay. my past behind. So this is what it means to pray. I'm starting to believe in faith. 'Cause how else can this be explained? So this is how to trust in faith, to know the truth you cannot say. My feelings chase the doubts away. Shut my eyes and still believe. Believing all that we could be. Could you be my eternal flame? So this is what it means to pray. I'm starting to believe in fate. 'Cause how else can this be explained? So this is how to trust in fate, to know the truth you cannot say. My feelings chase the doubts away. Shut my eyes and still believe. Could you be my eternal flame? I burn for you. I burn for you. So this is what it means to pray. I'm starting to believe in faith. 'Cause how else can this be explained? So this is how to trust in faith, to know the truth that you cannot say. My feelings chase the doubts away. Shut my eyes and still believe in all that we can be. Will you be my eternal flame? Eternal flame.
Eternal Flame is new music from my guest on Acoustic Alternatives, Kelsey Period. And we're here at Grove Studios, grovestudios.space if you want to check out the space for yourself. There are 5 different rooms. We're in the largest room right now. If you're watching it on the camera, you're seeing about half of the room, which is equal to the size of the room across the hall. And then there's 2 other rooms down the hall. One of them's for mastering, another one's for DJ skills, and a third one that's not this one or that one is the one that's the one I originally was in. So if you go back and watch the first podcast, the first, 70 or so, we were in that room down the hall. So 5 different rooms available for you to use. 24/7 keypad operation. 2 in the morning works for you. Probably pretty easy to book. Not a lot of people looking at it 2 in the morning.
They have lower rates too.
They do have lower rates. Kelsey's going to be practicing her upcoming show in this building very soon. So she's already aware of it.
Yes.
And her friends are already aware of it. So it's if you're in the Ann Arbor, Ypsi area watching this or listening to this, this is a spot that is intended for you to get out of the garage, get into the studio, make a lot of noise, don't bother anybody. Train might come by, but who cares? It's all good. GroveStudios.space. Kelsey, I'm so glad that you're here today. Thank you for spending some time with me.
Thank you for having me.
I like that one a lot, too. It reminds me nothing of the Bangles.
Good.
Susanna Hoffs could sing it. It would sound like a completely different song. We're going to just back up a little bit again. The 2022 EP under the old name, we'll leave, she's dead.
It's not buried yet.
It's not buried yet, but you used some of the same players. Chris DuPont, Billy Harrington were on that, but they're also on this record.
Well, Chris is on one song.
He's still
doing
on it.
Backup guitar.
So
technically he's still on it, but Billy's brother, Michael, is the lead guitar player on the record. But yes, Chris does make an appearance on the record.
That one's a little more poppy and a little less edgy, but one song did survive. And you redid it too.
Yes.
So I was already wondering before I was digging and looking into things, would she ever play these songs again, or has she let this part of her life go? But the
that one I did play. I think I played it last year when we played at the Lo-Fi. I don't remember if I played it after that, but
it's on the record.
Yeah, that one I did. World on Fire I released as a single, and we just kind of remastered it, and I did a new bass line over it because. I don't know, I feel like that song is just kind of important to me with especially, my beliefs about where things are at in the world right now. And every year that passes, I just get more angry about it all. So I just wanted to keep that song kind of in my back pocket. So whenever I can bring it out and play it, and I feel like I need to, then I have it. And I have it, recorded and mixed and everything under the new moniker now. So that one survived, but... the rest died.
Bye-bye, old
They're
songs.
gone.
They are still able to stream if you're curious about them, and I don't necessarily think...
Yeah, I still have some old CDs left. I'm like, maybe one day if I make it, I'll auction these off for money or something.
They could be worth hundreds.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen.
You never know.
World on Fire, another one you could, if you had to, blend it with Sarah McLachlan's World on Fire, which is a pretty fabulous song as well. She even recorded that one a couple of times herself. She re-recorded it with Robbie Robertson from the band when he was still alive. But sidebar. This is observation. So I have to approach this one a little differently because of the fact that I'm old enough to be your father. But just an observation.
Okay.
There's the two different yous. When I look at the pictures of the old you and the pictures of the new you, way sexier now.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Is that on purpose?
It is. It's not. Some people look at me and they're like, what happened to you? But I really just... went through a transformation the past couple years, and you can hear a lot of it in the new record.
It's confidence.
It's confidence. It's just new feelings. It's kind of finding your sexuality as a woman, a lot of things, and I just kind of naturally evolved into that, and I just dress a certain way because it makes me feel powerful, and because I want to express myself and that part of me, and I also believe strongly in women being able to do that, especially in rock music, like men have been doing forever. Like I want to be like a female Robert Plant.
Awesome.
And express myself that way through the music. So yeah, that's
show off your chest hair.
It's not something.
No, just
well,
kidding.
I don't have that.
I'm glad.
Hopefully, but it's not something that I thought I need to up my image and do this and get clicks. It was more like, okay, this is who I am now, and I'm going to show that to people, and I'm just going to present that in a way that visually makes sense, because you do have to have a brand. So just the color red kind of became my brand because I started wearing it a lot, and I like wearing it. So I thought, okay, I'll just be the girl in red, and that'll be my image.
Cool. There's a lot of thought that goes into all this, isn't there?
There is. That was one of the things I kind of learned, that you have to have a visual identity, and you have to, especially on social media, you have to kind of tell the story of your music through that. So I thought, okay, well then, when we shot the album cover and all the album photos and everything, I thought, well, I'm just going to kind of feel the way I feel about this record and these feelings that I have. I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to present that, and then whichever photo I think best represents the songs, I'm just going to pick that one, and that's what I ended up doing.
Okay. I like it. I'm just
just
an observation.
I like explaining it to people, because there are some people who look at me and they're like, "How could you do this?"
No,
but
not at all. It's 2026.
That's what. Thank you. That's what I say.
Be yourself.
Thank you.
That's what I want. Our mutual friend Lori Stratton did many interviews with you. In fact, she tells me she has another one coming up.
Yes,
we're going.
Should be coming out this week.
Yeah,
yes.
we're gonna meet for dinner before the show.
Oh, wonderful.
So when she talked to a younger you, I learned in that interview that you were inspired by the Beatles, INXS, Goo Goo Dolls, Muse, when you're on the earlier EP. What music inspired this new you? Is there a new brand of you?
I would say kind of those things, and then with some new influences, kind of like classic rock, a lot of Led Zeppelin, kind of in there, especially with the vocals. That made its way in there. And then I picked up the bass from Duran Duran and new wave music and kind of disco-y, funky kind of sounds. And I call my music disco rock for that reason.
What is disco rock?
What is disco rock? It is, for me, it is kind of, I always say, if Led Zeppelin played disco. Ooh. Like, it's kind of that raw rock and roll energy, you know, with kind of unhinged quality to it. But then it's got these, like, super kind of funky rhythm section-driven bass lines that are kind of more in disco and new wave. So it's kind of those two things mashed together, and that makes my sound.
The closest they got to that would be the instrumental breaks in Fool in the Rain, where they went off on that polyrhythm stuff. And that was actually, although the kids in my high school were all wearing Led Zeppelin shirts, that was the first album I actually bought of theirs, though I have all the others now. But yes, entertaining thought to have a disco Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. Like, it sounds like it doesn't make sense, but then when you listen to my record and you actually think about it for a second, you're like, okay, yeah, so there's like a guitar solo going, and then there's ghost notes going in the bass, and it's like super rhythm based. So then you can kind of feel it out, what I'm saying, if you listen to it.
Well, you have a little bit more homework to do, because Geddy Lee of Rush plays keyboards and bass at the same time on stage. So you can do it, because he can do it.
I mean,
right?
I have transitioned in a song. I haven't gotten to that level. When I play as a trio, like I did down when I was in Austin at South by Southwest, we had a trio down there, and I would start out a song on the keys, and I'd like walk over and pick up my bass halfway through and play it. So I can do that, but I can't Geddy Lee and do both at the same time.
I think he's using pedals a lot of times.
Probably.
And then
I don't even know how. I'd have to watch a video, because I don't even know how you would play a bass with one hand anyway.
Well, yeah, look for videos of them doing it live. But Geddy, early Rush didn't include a lot of synths until the 80s, like everybody else, right? So, oh, you're not on a microphone.
Oh, I said I have to ask my dad. He's a big Rush fan.
As was I. I think there is inspiration to be had there if you want to try and do both. And you're young. He didn't do it when he was your age either. That's all I'm saying. So. You mentioned South by Southwest. Tell me about that experience.
That was amazing. And I think my favorite part about it was just kind of feeling like I was in a scene, like back in the olden days. So we had a group of us from Michigan that all went down there. We all stayed at like an Airbnb. So very like MTV's The Real World. We're all in this big house. And it wasn't like crazy or anything like that. But, you'd wake up and there'd be people in the kitchen like rehearsing as a band. And I'd be making my tea and be like, oh, who's playing today? Whose show do I get to go see today? And I got to see all of this free music. And I played 4 shows down there, which was kind of like a little mini residency, which was kind of cool. And I just liked being around all these people who are in it, not for the money, who are in it for the music. And we all have the same goal, and we're all supporting each other. And there were so many great musicians down there that I got to see who were kind of all where I'm at. Some, a little higher, and then some, a little newer than I am. So, but that was really, really fun. I was one of the best weeks I've had in a long time, actually. It was great.
Did you make new friends and contacts?
I did. I made so many new friends, and, we still talk now, and we're all excited to go again next year. We're already planning next year. So.
Well, those are also potential tour mates, too, right?
Yeah,
if you do like a tour of the country, you can pull from your fan base. They can pull. It's a thing.
Yes, networking. People say you go to South by to network, not to... maybe you get a big break there. But I did have somebody from magazine come to my show and shoot me, which was cool, which was Guitar Girl magazine in Seattle, so that was pretty cool. I remember he came in and he had the press badge on. I was like, who are you? What magazine do you shoot for? I can't mess up, when I'm playing my show. But that was cool. So that was a cool experience.
Well, good. I hope it works out. How did you decide where to record the album Love Hard? You obviously have a lot of choices here in the Ann Arbor area.
Well, I had worked with Eric at Solid Sound, like kind of half on the EP. I did some tracking there, and then I did some at DuPont's home studio, and I just really liked how the vocals came out there, and I really wanted to just kind of sit in a studio and be able to do that. And then he also offers like friends and family rates. So, and I just like Eric just as a guy and as a producer, and I felt like we were on the same page about how to go about this record. So, well, actually, too, he brought me on for a project through U of M, which when I did the early singles for this project, like Throw the Stone, that one, and I did a couple others, and Wasted got started there as well. He was teaching a recording class at U of M, and I came in and did a lot of recording in their studio, which I got for free, which was a great deal for me, but then I had to, be patient and help the students that are learning how to set things up, so there was a trade-off, but we did that, and that went great, so then I decided to do the rest of the record with him.
I highly approve of your choice of the Harrington Brothers. How did you pick them? They play a lot with my friend Adam.
So I've known Billy forever, since I was in high school. And he was the music director of Future Stars. My last year, that's how I met Billy, actually. And everyone just thought he was so cool. They would all the students would be like, that guy Billy, he's so cool. He's like a cool guy, you know? And so that was fun. You know, I was a high school student back then. But then, you know, I'd see him off and on in the scene. And my first single, I brought him aboard to drum for it. So that was just kind of natural choice. He's always been my studio drummer, and he's just the best in there. He just has such a feel. He's very Ringo that way, where he just knows what the song needs. So, and then I met his brother through him, and I just thought that he's just a great player. And I wanted somebody who could really just kind of let loose on the record, and I felt like he had that, and he could just, you know, I'd push him sometimes. Like, I want more from you. I want you to really go for it here. Just let loose. And I think we got some great solos out of him for sure. Yes, definitely. He's incredible. Yeah.
I don't have the CD in front of me, but I think Love is the last song on it, right?
It's one of the last ones.
Some near the bottom.
We end with a jam.
That's right.
So yeah, we got Love, and then we have Answer to Love right after that, and then Dry, which is just kind of came about in the studio organically, where what was I doing? I was demoing, and I had a guitar, and I just started playing that riff, and I was like, that's kind of cool. And then Billy came in, and he started, like, hitting a tambourine, and we were like, let's just, like, record this one-take improv and see what happens. And the three of us just got in a room and recorded it, and we were like, that sounds pretty good. So we, you know, very, very old school, just edited it down a little bit and then closed out the record with that.
Nice. I bring up Love because it has strings on it, which I think it's the only one on the record that has strings.
Well, real strings. There's some synth strings throughout the other ones, which is me on the piano. But yes, a real strings arrangement.
How did that come about? What was your vision?
I always wanted to put strings on it pretty early, because it just felt like I wanted this song to kind of sweep and move. And plus there was like another personal reason I wanted to do it too. But anyway, so Eric knew the guy, Stuart Carlson, who arranged it. He had a couple people he would play for me and play different samples. Do you like this? Do you like this? And then he played something by Stuart, and I was like, him. Because he really had something in here. I could just feel the way he arranged, just like a lot of emotion in his composition. So I was like, I want to work with him. So he did a draft, and it was great. Gave a couple notes, just a couple tweaks, and then he was awesome to work with. And he's kind of an inspiration too, because he's very openly, you know, has Asperger's, and I really applaud, you know, everything that he does and what he has to face, you know, discrimination and things, because he's like a genius, an amazing player, and he should be, you know, playing in New York. But unfortunately, people are bigots, and it's hard for him. And I just, I admire him a lot, and he's really, really talented. So he also played violin and viola, and we kind of built it up multiple takes to do that. But that was a really cool day in the studio too.
Cool. Again, new CD is called Love Hard. I watched your unboxing.
Oh, yes.
I have to comment because I worked in a record store when CDs were coming out as a new thing. Like, it was all records and then suddenly CDs. And the way you handled your CD was like, she actually knows how to handle one.
I hate it when people touch the CD like this. And I'm like, you're getting a fingerprint on it. What are you doing?
I was so proud of you.
Thank you. My parents taught me proper CD etiquette, John.
What are their first names?
When I was a child, Chris and Becky.
Chris and Becky, thank you.
Chris and Becky, you know, my biggest supporters. They taught me as a child, because I would listen to CDs all the time. Like when I was a kid, I would just lay on the couch when I was like 5 years old, put in a CD and just listen to it. And they'd be like, make sure if you're going to handle our CDs, this is how you hold it. This is what you do. So yes, I always hate it when or people just like leave them sitting out. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yes, same. And if they're not in alphabetical order, because of my background in a record store, it's like, how are you going to find it?
Right.
Where's my whatever
now,
CD?
Do you do alphabetical order first or last name is the question.
Well, last name.
Yes.
Because I worked in a record store, and that's how you file them in
Not
a record
the
store.
iTunes way, then.
No, not the iTunes way. There's the real way. The store, the physical store way. So I also noticed that there are a surprising number of songs. Like most modern, like when CDs were new, as I mentioned, people would try and cram as much as they could on the thing. It's 80 minutes. We could put 85 songs on it if we want to. You have 16 songs. In a modern day, that is more songs than most people.
Yeah.
Why? And I'm glad, but why?
Well, because I didn't mean to do it that way. And a couple of them are, you know, like an instrumental or a short little guy with a segue in there. But I was like, I couldn't ask too much people's time for a debut album. Like, I couldn't do a full double record. I feel like that would be a lot to get people to listen to it. But I just had a lot of songs, number one. I had to cut so many that I really was quite fond of. In this period when I wrote all of these songs, it was hard to choose them. And there's still some like, maybe I'll record you one day. But I don't know. Usually that doesn't happen for artists. I mean, very rarely once in a while. But I had so many. And I really just wanted to tell the story, the personal story of what I experienced. So I just kind of started ordering them and deciding my favorites. And it just kind of came out that way. And I thought, well, if I'm going to do a record and I'm going to invest all this money into recording the record, I'm going to get the most out of it that I can. So I'm going to have 55 minutes, which it's under an hour, so I'm not asking too much of people's time, but it's, it's more than the average record. But because it's long, I was able to kind of waterfall release it and kind of stream out singles for the past 6 months or so. And then when I released the record, there's still so much for you to listen to, It's not like only 2 songs you haven't heard before, which is that really an album release, John?
It is not.
This is not. So
I agree with you. I think
so that was kind of the idea. Well, I'll kind of adapt to the modern streaming model, which is they're saying always put music out. So I did that, but then I also did more of the traditional LP with the 16 tracks.
Well, we've done 2 so far, right?
Yes.
1 more on piano, 1 more on guitar was the original plan. What is the next one on piano?
Well, actually, I was going to do 2 on guitar.
Oh, really?
I changed my mind.
Oh,
So
you're allowed to change your mind. Well, why don't you move things over and I will continue to talk. We're at Grove Studios in Ypsilanti, where you can, as I mentioned before, you're allowed to rent this space 24/7. It is available for musicians, podcasters, DJs in the area to get out of the garage and get into their studio. Again, if you're enjoying this one, johnbommarito.com is probably the easiest spot to find the others because there's a link for the Acoustic Alternatives tab up there. You can learn about the radio show I do on Radio Cobra Detroit. By the way, these songs will end up in the 3 o'clock feature I do there called what is it called? The Acoustic Coffee Break. So things that I record in here end up there on Sonic Coast. Also can be heard on Radio Cobra Detroit. So these songs might end up there as well. Kelsey's got a new album out called Love Hard, and she's ready to do a song.
Yes, so we just talked about this one a little bit. So we're going to do Answer to Love.
Nice.
And then I'm going to do like a tiny little version of Drive on acoustic. Okay. Because I can't solo. So we're not going to go on too long, but it'll kind of be, close enough. You could be changing your mind every day. I heard I love. You could be planning out your great escape. I heard I love. You could be waiting for the moment to say I heard I love. You could be waiting forever and a day. We are beautiful. to life, but it's everything that I could lose to tears. And the weight of it all, oh, the weight of the choice that you made, my dear. Oh, how you shaped my fears and destiny. It's not all on you, it's on me to get it all together now. It's not all on you, it's on me to get my shit together now. It's not all on you, it's on me to get it all together now. Oh, baby, it's on you. If you want to be with me, do you want to be with me? We are a beautiful symphony falling to leap and take flight. 'Cause all my sensible notions are with you apart every night. As I cry bittersweet tears that belong to the years lost in time. So you know that what we have is more precious than anything mine. I know it's the answer to life, it's the answer to all that we fight for here. It's my answer to love, and it's why that you asked me the question, dear. And the weight of it all, oh, the weight of the choices we make are clear. Oh, how they shape our fears and destinies.
Kelsey Period, my guest on Acoustic Alternatives, a track you can find on her newest record, first full-length record, and first under Kelsey Period, Love Hard, and one she will definitely do with the full band.
Yes.
Coming up Friday.
So we're doing the whole thing all the way through.
Yep.
So.
And that's it? That's the entire show?
Well, there could be an encore.
Or a bonus cover.
Could be a bonus cover.
We never know. That would be very intriguing to find out what that is. Before you do the next song, a couple of more observations about the record. Stylistically, you've visited lots of different styles on this record.
Definitely.
You could say for pop radio, the Our Eyes song that you started off with is very catchy.
Yes.
Good for pop radio. I think it would embrace that if your plan is to use any sort of a promotional team to hire out to make this record more, national, not just stick it out here in the world. Because Michael Harrington is playing steel guitar on one of the tracks, the one called Live My Life. You could almost take to the country. It's not really very country.
It's like country, a little bit of Bruce Springsteen, I'm on Fire.
Yeah.
A little bit of it's sort of country.
It's adjacent.
Almost. Country adjacent, I'll take that.
Yes. It's a loosely defined genre these days anyway.
Yes, definitely.
I feel like it's changed a lot. And then rock stations should be all over Wasted. That song is a freaking bomb. I saw the video. I think Michael or Billy posted it. And yeah, you saw my comment.
Yeah, I remember your comment was like, hell yeah.
Hell
yeah.
Yes. That guitar solo is killer. The song is killer.
That's the reaction I wanted. Yeah, for that video, that's why I was like, okay, we're going to bring the band into this video and we're just going to rock the F out. And it's going to be awesome. And
yes.
That's how it turned out.
So Wasted was not a waste of time at all. Great guitar solo, great vocals on that one. You killed it on that one. Is there a plan to do a promotional release to radio, try to reach more? Because you spent all this time and money making the record. You want people to hear it, right?
Yeah, I've been kind of focused on playlisting on Spotify. And I have like a marketing little, it's not really, they call themselves a label. It's like a kind of a hybrid label, sort of like a 50-50 label that I got accepted to that I'm going to start doing pretty soon. And then once the show is over, I'm going to really turn my attention to radio and trying to push and get my reach out. both to that, and then I really want to start opening for national artists. That's kind of my next thing on the ladder that I'm trying to climb up here. So this show and this album release has been very time consuming. I'll be a little relieved after the Friday when it's over. I'll be glad to play the show. It'll be a lot of fun, but then when it's over, I'll be like, okay, take a breath. Now let's go to the next step. And trying to break through on more radio stations is definitely one of the things that I'm going to try to do.
In other markets other than the one you live in?
Yes, trying to maybe get to some college radio stations first, and then just whatever other independent stations they have that actually will take your music, and not
college
their
radio.
Corporate overlords.
Start with college radio.
Start with college, yes.
Final question before I let you play the other guitar song. Thinking about the whole experience of recording and going through the process of writing and all the things it took to get this thing out in the world, what was the most valuable thing you learned in the process that you will use for your next record, whenever that might be?
For the recording process?
Just the whole process, the most valuable thing you picked up and that you will definitely be using in the next record. Like, I'm not going to do it this way, I'm going to do it that way.
That's a tough one. I have to think about it.
Did you really like writing the songs kind of organically in the studio? Will you do that again? You brought some of the stuff with you, obviously, but they got really developed in the studio. That's pretty cool.
Right.
Did you enjoy the process of the mixing? Like what?
Yeah, I was a big part of mixing, actually. I'd be sitting in the chair and listening and doing sessions and everything. I think the biggest thing I took away from it all, I'd have to think more about like specific lessons and things like that, but I think the biggest thing I took away from it all is to just never make your art for what other people want to hear. Never think about what other people want to hear, because it's so easy to get caught up in that, and just make what you really feel, and then that's going to find the right people to connect with. I think that's my biggest takeaway from the whole thing.
That's cool. And I'm sure there's more to come, right?
Yes. I'll be reflecting, I'll get more of a chance to reflect after Friday, when I can actually like take a weekend and not work, which will be different. I've been working pretty much I don't even know. I think I had one day off in like the past month where I didn't work, or do some level of work, on my computer, even something like that. So I can just take this weekend after the show and not work and just kind of think about it all. Like, wow, that all happened, But
I'm sorry to make you work on a Sunday.
No. This is actually fun, though. There's work that I like doing, like this, and then there's work that I hate, like being on my computer and emailing people. So, or checking on my distribution, or annoying things like that. So I can just take a break from that for a couple days, probably.
Love Heart is the new record.
Yes.
Kelsey Period is here in the studio at Grove Studios. I don't know which last one you're doing, because you started doing a little Wasted when we did the sound check.
Yes, we're going to do Wasted.
And I know
it's just for you, because, I'm not a guitar virtuoso. I can't play the solo, unfortunately.
Billy's not here.
Yeah, Mike is
Mike's
not here. So I will do my best possible rendition on acoustic here and rock out. But yes, if you come to the show, then this song will be banging, and there'll be a cool solo, and I'll be playing the bass riff on it. And I used to not sing and play bass on that, but I do that now. And I feel like that is an accomplishment, because it's very hard to do both on the song. But we're going to try our best to do this on guitar. You see the man that's got his eye on me. He's brought 1,000 women to their knees. He give me more than I could ever need. If only you could take a piece of me, because I'm sick of being wasted. You better get in my machine, or else I'll keep on being wasted, 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 waiting for you. Why don't you open up your eyes and see that I'm the one to bring you to your knees? Come on now, don't you run away and flee. If only you could take a piece of me, because I'm sick of being wasted. You better get in line to see me, or else I'll keep on being wasted, 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 waiting for you. 'cause if you do, I swear we'll feel it all. Because I'm sick of being wasted. You better get in line to shame me, or else I'll keep on being wasted. I'm just so sick of being wasted. Ooh, you better make it hasty. Who's gonna get in line to taste it? Because I'm sick of being wasted, 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 waiting for you.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Got it again. Although this time hearing it acoustic stripped down like that, I'm actually hearing an influence I didn't hear in the fully recorded version. Maybe there's a little heart in there.
Oh, I could
can hear Ann and Nancy rocking on that one, actually, and that would have been pretty cool. If you go to the show, however, the ghost of Eddie Van Halen will be playing guitar. Because Michael really
not
does.
wrong, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great song. Thank you for doing that and for stripping it down. Probably the way you wrote it, right?
Actually, I wrote the riff first.
Okay.
So I wrote the bass riff in my head, and then it was like at nighttime. I kind of like sang it into my voice memos. And then the next day I got up and I opened up Logic on my laptop and I plugged in my bass and my guitar and I just like played that riff over and over on a couple of chords. And then the words came out in like 5 seconds.
Wow.
I was like, no imagery here, just straight to the point.
Yeah.
And then I just like spent an entire day. That was the one song I did kind of demo on before bringing in stuff to the record. But yes, that one I actually wrote the riff for first, so not on acoustic guitar. So I had to learn how to play it on acoustic guitar afterwards, so it was all backwards.
Nice.
Moral of the story.
Well, Kelsey, thank you so much. What is your website?
It is spelled out kelseyperiod.com.
So you don't just put period. You actually have to spell the word.
You have to spell the
period.
word period because there already are periods in web addresses.
Yeah,
So yes,
kinda makes it-
kelseyperiod.com.
So is it less confusing? Maybe, but now we know. So good luck with this record. I hope it does well for you.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate your time again. I will see you at the show.
Yes. Great to see you there.
GroveStudios.space is the space to check out if you want to see where we did this, if you want to book it for yourself, if you want to find yourself practicing here just like Kelsey's doing in a couple of days. We'd love to have you check this place out, and really big thanks to Grove Studios and Kelsey for making this possible.